Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Last week I shared how to take some leaf motifs from the EQ library and create an applique wreath. This week I'm going to be using that applique wreath and creating a fall quilt. On the home screen, select Open an Existing Project, select Fall is in the Air, and select OK. Close the project sketchbook and select Design a Quilt from Scratch. Select New Quilt, Horizontal, go to the Layout tab and change the number of blocks horizontal and vertical to 1. Then change the finish size of the blocks to 20 by 20. Go to the Border tab and for the first border, keep it along horizontal and make sure the lock size adjustment is set to all and change one of the numbers to 1.5. Select Add, and this should be a 1-inch long horizontal. For border number 3, change the size to 3 inches and change the style to spaced squares. If you scroll down, you can adjust the number of blocks in border. I'm choosing to keep that at 3 by 3. Select Add, and for border number 4, make it a 1-inch horizontal. Select Add and make the next one a 1.5-inch long horizontal. Select Add and change the next one to a 4-inch long horizontal. Then select Add, and this is going to be the binding, so change it to 0.5 and change the type to mitered. Go to the Design tab, and on Layer 2, go to Motifs and select the wreath block that you hopefully created from last week's blog and drag it on Layer 2. Select it with the Adjust tool and select Center horizontally and vertically. Now we're going to put a block behind the wreath. So select the block work table and select a new block, Pieced, Easy Draw. Go to the Draw tab and in the Precision toolbar, change the block width and height to 20 by 20, change the snaps to 20 by 20, and snapping option should be just Snap to Grid. Select the Line tool and draw diagonal lines in each corner. One should be 5 inches in and the other 3 inches in. Go to the Color tab and color the block, and select Add to Project Sketchbook. Go to the Quilt work table and go to Layer 1 and select Set Block, select the Blocks tab, and click on the center space in the quilt. Go to the Fabric tab and color the unpieced sections in the borders. Go to the Block work table, select New Block, Pieced Easy Draw, change the block width and height to 3 by 3, change the snaps to 12 by 12. That's going to allow me to snap to a 1/4 inch. And snapping option should be just Snap to Grid. Select the Grid tool and make sure the columns and rows are set at 3. Drag a grid from the upper left corner to the lower right corner. Use the Line tool and draw the diagonal lines along the top and the left edge, and then draw a stem, and that's going to be in the lower right square, and we're just going to go a 1/4 inch over and down for that. Select the Color tab and color the leaf and background, and select Add to Project Sketchbook. Go to the Quilt work table and again make sure you're on Layer 1, use the Block tools, Set Block, and use the Control key to set the block in the border. Then select Fabric tools and use a variety of fabrics to color the leaves. And I like to use the spray can for that because I can quickly recolor multiple leaves. Then under Block Tools, use Rotate to change the orientation of the leaves. Now I want to add another fabric for the outer border. Under Fabric Tools, select Open Library, and I'm going to select the Themes Leaves and find a leaf print that works with the fabrics and select Add to Sketchbook and close, and then use the paintbrush to color the border, and if necessary you can also do rotate fabric, and you can color the binding as well. Now I want to fill in the center with some words, and so go to Layer 2 and select Text Tools. Now make sure that you have a contrasting fabric to the center. If your fabric isn't contrasting, just go to Fabric Tools, select a different fabric, and then go back to Text Tools and select Set Text, and with the Shift key on your keyboard drag a box, and I'm going to type in "Fall is in the air," and I can select bold, I can do a center, I can play with some different fonts. And so I did this earlier, and I think the one I decided I wanted was this one called Kristen, ITC. Now what you're going to have available are any fonts you have downloaded on your computer. So then I can take the adjust, and I'm going to select Preserve Aspect Ratio, and I'm going to bring the size down. I also am going to turn off Snap Block Position to Grid and Snap Block Size to Grid, because that's going to give me some additional flexibility in terms of placement of my words. And I can also select Center Horizontally and Center Vertically. Now I'm going to hide show quilt patch lines, and I am going to select Add to Project Sketchbook. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.